Yeah, come back there, fix it up.
Happily. Happily. All right, well, I guess we should get started. So let's grab yourself 2 blocks or what you're using as your makeshift blocks for today. And if there's any, of course, any additional props you like to have for when we get to Shavasana, or if we do some shoulder work, having a strap or a t-shirt is always good too. So let's begin. We're going to begin in heart bench. So we'll grab our blocks, we'll set one on a medium setting and one on a high setting. However, you can, if that feels too deep as a passive back bend for you, you can always take the blocks or whatever support you're using, kind of lower it down so that it's more comfortable for you. So once you have that in place, we want our lower setting support to support our shoulder blades, and then we want the higher setting block or book to support the back of the head. So once you drape your body down into that supportive back bend, you can either rest with the palms facing up or the palms facing down. And we can kind of look at the gesturing of our hands as also a way to symbolize what it is we need to receive from our practice. So maybe you're feeling a little lethargic, tired just from the heat or from everything that is really going on. And perhaps you would like to receive a little bit more energy. So you can gesture the palms up or palms facing down if you feel a little anxious, a little unsettled, you need to ground, kind of down regulate, then palms facing down. And then in terms of the legs, we can extend the legs out, you can bend the knees, or even take the knees wide and draw the soles of the feet together. So finding that space within the context of our posture to really support our highest well-being, so that we can begin to manifest change and transformation within ourselves and also within the space around us. So we'll take just a few more cycles here to open up into the space of our practice, to settle and arrive. And in that process, allow your breath to deepen. Allow the inhale and the exhalation to grow more present, stronger, deeper. Watching the inflow and the outflow of the breath, and how the breath also has an impact on how it is we're feeling and what it is we want to receive from our practice. So as you take your next couple breaths, setting an intention for your practice this afternoon. And as you settle onto that intention, breathe deeply into it and breathe it deeply back into you. And we'll chant one collective Om all together to seal that intention in. And so take a deep breath in through the nose. And then slowly opening the eyes, if the eyes are closed. Take another deep breath in and reach the arms up over the chest. And so if your legs are extended or the knees are open wide, let's all go ahead and bring the feet on the floor, knees upright. And reaching the arms up over the chest, palms facing in towards each other. Take another deep breath here and begin to reach the arm bones up towards the ceiling, lifting your shoulder blades away from your support and simultaneously drawing the shoulder blades away from the spine. And then as you exhale, pull the arm bones back, shoulder blades draw together and press back into your support. So we'll repeat that 2 more times. Lifting the arm bones up, feel shoulder blades spread wide. And then pull the arm bones back, plug them down, squeeze them together. 1 more time. Reach them up, spread them wide. And then plug them back, squeeze them together. Now hold them in that position. Exhale, take the arms all the way up over the head. So reaching them as far up over the head alongside the ears as you can. And then flip the palms to face up, so palms up. Exhale, cactusing the arms. And as we cactus the arms, shoulder blades draw down the spine, chest broad. Inhale, reach your arms back up overhead, palms face together. Shrug your shoulder blades up into the ears. Repeating that 2 more times. Exhale, cactus. Elbows drawing together towards waist. And then inhale, extend and reach, shrugging shoulders up towards the ears. 1 last time, cactusing the arms, really nice. And then inhale, extending them up overhead. Now hold them overhead, and you'll notice there's a gravitational pull, drawing the arm bones further down, but resist that a little bit. And as a result of resisting, we're going to feel a little bit more contracting and engaging around the musculature of our shoulders. Hold it here, 1 more breath. And then inhale, reach those arms back up towards the sky. Exhale, float them down, back to the floor. Lifting the head up and the chest up. And then continue to climb the elbows a little further back as you roll onto your side. And then we'll just move the blocks off away from behind us and come all the way back onto your spine once again. So roll all the way down, keep the knees bent here. Draw your right knee in towards your chest and extend your left leg out onto the floor. And then as you extend the leg and draw right knee in, flex both ankles, interlace the hands behind the back of your right thigh. Take a deep breath in and slowly start to straighten your right leg up towards the ceiling. And as you extend that right leg, firm that right hamstring into your hands and press your hands back into that hamstring. Good. And then exhale, let that right heel drop back towards the sit bone. 2 more times like that. On an inhale, slowly straighten the leg. And then exhale, bending the knee, heel to butt. 1 last time. Inhale, slowly straighten that right leg. And exhale, heel to butt, release it back in. Release the clasp, reach your arms forward. Keep the arms hovering above the floor, and then lift your left leg up towards the sky. So left leg is reaching up towards the sky, right knee is drawing in towards the chest. Now lift your head up and your chest up and your shoulders up off the floor, hovering here. So arms are reaching forward, chest is lifting. And then can you pull belly in and back and contract a little bit more through belly core? Take 1 more breath. And on an exhale in 1 fell swoop, we're going to rock up onto our sit bones in that leg position. Interlace the hands around the front of that right knee, hug it in tight. And then externally rotate your left leg. So inner thigh, knee, left toe spin out, and then try to lift that left leg as high as you can without slouching in the spine. So stay tall. Release that leg down. Now internally rotate your left leg and float it up as high as you can. Very good. Release it back down. Rotate it back to center, and then lift and hover it in the middle as high as you can. Good. Now keep it hovering. Reach the arms forward. Lean a little bit towards your backside and hover that right foot up off the floor. So now both legs are hovering. On an exhale, with that belly core control, slowly start to roll yourself back down. And then we'll switch. Left leg into the chest, extend your right leg out onto the floor. Interlace the hands behind the back of that right thigh. Beginning on your inhale, slowly straighten that left leg. Firm left hamstring into hands, and then press your hands back into that hamstring. Exhale, heel to butt. 2 more times like that. Slowly straighten, and then releasing. 1 more time. Slowly straighten that left leg, and then release it. Good. Hold it there. Release the clasp. Reach both your arms forward. Lift the head up. Lift the chest up. Keep holding it here, and then lift that right leg up. Curl up a little bit more. Hug that left thigh in a little bit more. Contract belly back. And then in one fell swoop, rock yourself up. Interlace the hands around that left knee. Externally rotate your right leg. And then we lift that right leg as high as we can without compromising the lift in our spine. Release that leg down. Internally rotate your right leg and lift it up. Good. Release it back down. Bring it back to neutral. Keep it in neutral. Lift and hover that right leg as high as you can. Reach the arms forward. And without rounding your spine, lean a little bit back. Float that left foot up. Yeah, good. And then slowly roll it back down. And then we'll exhale both knees into the chest. Give yourself a big old hug here, embracing the shins. Rocking a little side to side. Let the head rock side to side. Exhale, grabbing onto the backs of the thighs, and we'll rock ourselves all the way up onto sit bones. And then transition onto hands and knees. So place your blocks or whatever you're using as blocks today at the top of your mat. And as we come onto hands and knees, we'll move through a few rounds of our cat-cow. So when you're ready, on that next inhale, cow pose. Drawing the breath in, drawing the spine in, lifting the sit bones. And exhale, rounding into cat. And then I'll leave it up to you as you continue for a few more rounds of your cat-cow to move freely within the context of your cat-cow. So maybe you want to draw some circles with your cat-cow. Maybe you want to take your cat all the way back to child's pose and then inhale back up into cow. So continue to explore the movement within your cat-cow, or just keep it simple today as we start to acquaint ourselves with how the spine is feeling, where breath is connecting to, where breath is not connecting. One more round here. And then let's settle back into a neutral position. Grab your blocks and or your books, and then climb your hands up onto those blocks. So come onto the highest setting of your blocks. And then as you lift yourself up in this elevated hand-knee position, tuck the tail a little bit, feel the belly draw back. So feel low belly engage. And then draw that right heel into your sit bone as close as you can without sticking the butt back or arching the low back. So keep that little tuck. Keep that heel in close. Lift and hover your right knee up off the floor. So the heel to butt and then right knee hovering up off the floor. Hold it there. Exhale, draw that right knee up into the belly, up into the chest. And keep hugging that heel in tight. Push the hands into the block, round a little bit in the spine and see if you can lift it up a little higher. Now without touching the floor, step that right foot between the blocks or as close to between the blocks as you can. And then exhale into that deeper lunge position. Let the hips shift forward. Let the knee reach beyond your right toes. Pull your hips back. Exhale, find that Ardha Hanuman position. Right leg straight, left knee bent. Back into your low lunge on the exhale. And then pulling the hips back, Ardha Hanuman. One more time. Back into your low lunge. And then pull the hips back. Good, really nice. Back into your low lunge. Now hold it there. Push the hands strongly into the blocks. Feel the belly pull back. And now hover your right foot as high up off the mat as you can. So push into blocks, lift the right foot up. Oh, so good. And then pull that right heel in, point your right toes, and continue to draw that right knee back. Right knee releases down, right shin, right foot release down. Left side. Draw the left heel into the butt. Hold it there. Tuck tail, belly in. Now lift and hover that left knee up off the floor. Draw that left knee, left thigh up into the chest. Push into your blocks. So you're kind of pushing your upper body away from the blocks to round here and create a little bit more space to pull that leg in closer. And then without touching the floor, can you step that left foot between the blocks? Exhale now into your deeper lunge. Good. And then pull the hips back, Ardha Hanuman. Left leg straight. Back into your low lunge as you exhale. And then inhale, pulling the hips back. Back into your low lunge, last time. And then pull the hips back, Ardha Hanuman. Good, back into your low lunge. Now hold your low lunge here. Press those hands into the block, so strong straight arms, belly pulls back, spine rounds. Now lift and hover that left foot as high up off the floor as you can. Good, and then can you pull that left heel in, point the left toes, so you're reversing the movement. Draw that left knee alongside your right, left knee to the floor, left shin, foot to the floor. And then let's lower the blocks down, or our books, onto their lowest setting. Open up the books and the blocks so that as we lower to our bellies, there's room for our chest. Step yourself back into plank pose from there. Pause here. So push those hands into your support. Press the back of the head towards the ceiling. Firm up those thighs. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, 5 counts on your blocks or your books to lower to your belly. 1, lowering 2. Try to keep that even plank line. 3, 4, and 5. Stay up on your blocks. Keep the toes tucked. So we're increasing our shoulder range here through our plank chaturanga belly work. So with the hands elevated on the blocks, the back is going to have to work a little bit harder. That posterior chain is going to work a little harder. So lift the thighs, lift the hips, and on an exhale, try to press back into your plank pose. So push, back up. And if you need to do it with knees, do it with knees down. Hold your plank. We're going to repeat that 2 more times. So lower to your belly, nice and slow, all the way through. All the way down, all the way down. Good. Keep the toes tucked. Take a deep breath in. And if it's just too hard with your books and your blocks, by all means, come off of it. If it's just too deep. And then exhale, push back up. Yeah, good. And then hold that plank. 1 last time. Exhale, lower to your belly. Yeah. Good. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale, final time. Push back up into that plank pose. Yes, so good. And then exhale back into your downward facing dog on your blocks. Stay lifted on the blocks just as a way to experience more length in the arms through your down dog, and as a result, maybe less rounding in the spine, more length in the back of the knees. Take 1 more breath here. Bottom of your next exhale, look forward, and we'll step right foot, left foot to the top of the mat. And then you can just scoot your blocks off the mat to the top. Lifting up halfway, hands to shins. Exhale, folding down. Root down, rise up to standing. Bend the elbows, bring the hands into the chest. And we'll move right into our sun A's from here. So following your breath, float those arms up towards the sky. Exhale, open the arms, fold down the middle. Inhale, lifting up halfway. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, stepping or jumping back, lowering chaturanga, cobra, or upward facing dog. And then exhale, we'll move back, downward facing dog, 3 breaths. Holding your down dog for 1, 2, stay there for 3, empty breath out, look forward, hop or step. Inhale, lifting up halfway. Exhale, fold it back down. Press down through those feet, strong legs as you come up. Exhale the hands into the chest and blend right into that next sun A. Float those arms up. Open the arms, exhale right back down the middle. Inhale, hands to shins, head up, chest up. Bend the knees, plant the hands, step or jump back. Chaturanga, cobra, or upward facing dog. Exhale, pulling it back. We'll meet together, downward facing dog, 3 breaths, holding it there for 1. Watching the inflow and the outflow of breath, 2. Stay there for 3, looking forward, hop or step, last round here. Inhale, lifting up halfway. Exhale, folding back down. Root down, rise up to standing. Bend the elbows, hands to the heart. Following the breath, move right into that last round. Opening, exhale, folding forward. Inhale, hands to shins. Exhale, stepping or jumping back. Chaturanga, up dog, or cobra. Nice. And then downward facing dog, 3 breaths. Holding it there. And spreading the toes. Feel the outer hips all the way through to the outer ankles. Pull back towards the space behind you. As you root through the hands, keep lengthening and lifting up through waist and pelvis. Final breath. Cap it off. Look forward. Hop or step. Inhale, hands to shins, lifting halfway. Exhale, folding back down. Root down, rise up to standing. Bending the elbows, bring the hands back into the chest. Let's leave the hands at the chest, bend the knees, and find your chair pose, your Utkatasana here. Yeah. And then as you establish your Utkatasana from this position, from this way, play with shifting the knees as far forward as you can. So you're challenging that ankle flexion here a bit. And then notice as you push kind of beyond that knee-toe positioning, you start to feel quads burning a little bit more. And then pull your weight back and push down through the heels and now feel hamstrings activating a little bit more. Now try to find that in between where we feel the frontal plane activating and our posterior chain here in our Utkatasana. Ribs drawing back, hold it there, 1 more breath. Now float your right foot up off the floor and draw that right knee up into your chest. Keep your left leg in Utkatasana. Point your right toes and then pull that right heel up into your butt. So like all the work we've already done. Now keep that heel tight towards the sit bone. Draw that right knee alongside your left knee without losing that heel to butt connection. And then can you take the right knee just a little further back, getting slight more hip extension here. Hold it there. And then draw that right thigh back into the chest, flex the foot, place it back down, reestablish your Utkatasana. Shift the weight into your right foot, left knee draws up into the chest. Good, point your left toes, pull that left heel up into the sit bone, hold it there tight, and then take that left knee back, first alongside the right knee, and then continue to pull it a little bit further back, opening up a little bit more through the front of the hip. Keep that tail tucked. Good, pull it back forward, flex the foot, left foot down, inhale, reach the arms up, exhale a little bit deeper into your chair position now. Keep pressing through toes, keep rooting down through heels. One more breath. Exhale, fold it forward. Inhale, hands to shins, lifting up halfway. Bend the knees, plant the hands, step or jump back. So feel free to go back to down dog or move through that full vinyasa, up dog or cobra. Nice. And then exhale, pull it back, downward facing dog. Hold your down dog for a breath. So even right here, feel that the outer hip all the way to the outer ankles, pulling back towards the space behind you, as if someone were holding with their hands and guiding that space towards the wall behind you. Now maintain that in your left leg, float your right leg up towards the sky. And then bend that right knee and open up that right hip without letting your left side flip open. So continue to feel that echoing of hands guiding left ankle, left hip back. Yeah, and then really peel the inner skin of that right hip up towards the sky. Press through your right hand. Hold it there, one more breath. Now square the hips off, keep that right heel drawing in towards your butt, shift forward into your plank pose, hold it there. Exhale, knee to nose, hold it there. Round the spine, drop the head, and then look up, step that right foot through, warrior one, pivot your left heel down, push off to lift up. Rise up into that warrior one position. As you settle into your warrior one, feel the imprint of your blocks behind the back of the head and the shoulders as you start to guide the head and the chest up and back into that back lengthening place. So rather than just throwing your upper body back, really feel that subtle guiding come from that invisible support. Keep the left leg strong, left glute engaged. One more breath here. Looking forward as you exhale, spin to the ball of your left foot, and then take the hands down onto your blocks. Keep them on the high setting. From your lunge position, pull your hips back, and you're gonna find a hovering Ardha Hanuman. So your left knee doesn't touch the floor, it stays hovering above the floor. And then pulse back into your lunge position. So exactly what we did on the floor, but now we're taking it from a hovering place. Pull your hips back, hover that left knee and shin off the floor, and then pulse back into your lunge. Beautiful. One more time. Pull the hips back. Now hold it here. Slide that left block or book a little bit more underneath your shoulder. Rotate your chest open to the right and reach your right arm up towards the sky. And then sense the midline. So as we rotate belly, chest around, we keep the hips hugging, inner thighs, hugging that midline. So lower half of the body stays very level. Hold it here, one more breath. And then release your right hand down onto your block, pull that block in, and rotate open to the left. So finding that triangle variation here. Nice. And it challenges balance a little bit more than, so to say, your usual triangle. Now look towards your right toes, right foot to the floor, step the left foot in. Now find your traditional triangle. Adjust, keep rotating belly, chest open, and look into the top hand eventually. And here too, feel the power, the strength of your glutes engaging towards your sit bones. Root through the legs, lift through the kneecaps, engage those quads. One more breath. Now push off that right hand, rise up and reverse your triangle. Left hand to right, left thigh. And sweep that right arm up and back. Yeah, liberate that right side as you reach from the toes through the waist into the fingertips. Beautiful. And then exhale, cartwheel those arms down. Pivot back onto the ball of that left foot. Keep the hands on the blocks. And as you exhale, extend that left foot through, sit down, and you'll find yourself in that very similar position like the beginning of class. Hold it there. Sit tall, take a little bit of lift if you're struggling with that. Reach the arms up towards the ceiling. And then as you exhale, rotate to the right. Right fingertips to the floor, left elbow to the outside of your right thigh. And as much to the out thigh as you can make that happen. And then use your right hand to push into the floor and help give you that leverage to keep the chest lifted versus letting the spine slouch back. Hold it here. Elbow firming into thigh, thigh into elbow, waist, belly, ribs rotating towards the right. And now look to your left toes. Bend that left knee, slide that left foot in. Try to squeeze the inner thighs together. So we're gonna move into our twisted crow. You're gonna push off that right hand and keep lifting yourself up until we're balancing on the balls of our feet. And I'll turn to face towards you. So left elbow is pressing into the top of your right thigh. And then right elbow plugs into the outer right hip. And you can just be here today or bring the hands down. Keep bending elbows, create a little shelf so that you can lean that outer right thigh into the elbows. Maybe we float one foot off, maybe both feet off. Yeah. Good. And the beauty is we're all doing the pose wherever we are. We're just having a different experience and relationship to gravity, but we're still creating the same shape. Nice. And then exhale, unwind out of it. Step those feet underneath the hips and take your Uttanasana as you fold here. Let the arms hang. Bend the knees as much as you need to. Shake the head out a little bit. Now, shaking out the head is just a nice way to let any of that excess that just naturally builds up through practice to give it permission to go, to just release out through crown of head. And then we'll inhale, lift the hands up onto the shins, press up halfway, bend the knees, plant the hands, step or jump back. So move yourself through a vinyasa. Meeting back, eventually all together, downward facing dog. Nice. As you establish your down dog once more, feel that sense of someone firming and guiding your outer hips, calves, ankles back towards the wall behind you. Hold that work in your right side and begin to flip the left leg up towards the sky. Bend that left knee, open up the hip without letting your entire right leg swing out to the right. Good. So what we're doing is we stabilize right leg. Now we're really forcing that left hip to work. We're challenging that left hip to find its deepest external rotation. Press a little bit more through that left hand. See if you can lengthen a little bit more through waist and inner thigh. Hold it there, one more breath. Yeah. And then square the hips off. Keep that left heel in towards the left sit bone. Shift into your plank pose. Hold it there. And then draw that left knee into your nose, round your spine. Hold it there. Exhale, look forward. Lightly step that left foot between the hands. Warrior one. Pivot your right heel down. Push off to lift up. As you climb up. So notice how hard your legs are working and how much you're actually, glutes of course are engaging, but could you engage them a little bit more to support that rebounding and that lifting through the upper body? And then once you feel that, come back to that sense of the blocks supporting the head, upper back, and shoulders, and begin to lean your upper body willingly into that support. Yeah, feeling that support help create lift through the chest and lift through the back of the skull. One more cycle here. Inhale, back up through the middle, pivot to the ball of your right foot, and then exhale those hands down onto the blocks, reestablishing that lunge position. Hold it here. Exhale, pull your hips back, right knee bends, and you find that Ardha Hanuman hovering pose. And then we pulse, spring back into our lunge position. Beautiful. Try to keep that right leg straight and strong as you bring back to the lunge. Pull back, hips back, Ardha Hanuman. Good. And then pulse back into that lunge. So left knee is bent, and now that right leg is supercharged. Pull the hips back, right knee is bent, now left leg is straight. Slide that right block a little bit more underneath the shoulder, and then let's rotate open to the left. Reach that left arm up, finding your twist. So for a lot of us, naturally, because this is a different feeling of taking, so to say, our twisted triangle, notice how much you're leaning into that right hand. Let it be a telling position for you, how much you're leaning into your right hip. Can you balance it out? Can you really truly feel the rotation just in the upper body without distorting the lower half? Good. And then release that left hand down, left hand block underneath the shoulder, rotate open to the right without moving the lower half of the body. Hold it there. And then we'll look down to the left foot, left toes on the floor, step that right foot in. So now find your triangle position, adjust, and rotate that chest open. And feel here too, that butt engaged towards your sit bones. Feel the fibers of your quads lift and engage up towards the pelvis. And then belly, ribs, chest opening up towards the ceiling. One more breath here. And then push off, lift up, reverse that triangle. So right hand to right thigh, and then left arm fingertips sweep across the ceiling as we lengthen. Up and back. Hold it there. And then inhale, up, cartwheel the arms down. Return back to your lunge position. And then slide that right foot through, sitting all the way down onto your butt, making that transition. Good. And then take that little bit of lift. Reach the arms up towards the sky. And as you exhale, rotate to the left. Left fingertips down, right elbow slides to the outer edge of that left thigh. Good. And use that left arm as leverage to help assist in keeping the spine drawing up and in. And if you're still having difficulty with that, then just lift the hips up onto something. Yeah, not everything has to be a struggle to create the pose. Hold it here, one more breath. Pressing elbow into thigh, thigh back into elbow. Keep that connection between right arm and left thigh. Bend your right knee, slide your right foot in. You can squeeze the inner thighs, feet together, and then shifting, using that left hand to push you up onto the tippy toes. So you're already in your twisted crow position as you arrive here. And then maybe we're just hanging out here today. Elbows pressed to outer thigh, maybe hands down, and we're leaning into it. Yeah. Good. Keep holding it there. Maybe float one foot off, both feet off, or no feet. Nice. One more breath. Stay with it. Good, and then exhale, unwind. Step the feet underneath the hips and take your forward fold, Uttanasana. Bend the knees again as much as you'd like here. Let the arms hang, or you can also hold elbows. Shake the head out. Let it go. And one more breath here. And then let's release the hands down. Inhale, lift the hands up onto the shins. Exhale, plant the hands, step or jump it back. Chaturanga, cobra, or upward facing dog. And then exhale, we'll meet back in downward facing dog. Let's take one more breath in our down dog. Good, and then inhale, shift forward into your plank pose. Imagine your hands were on those blocks. So as you push down, shoulder blades draw away from the chest, drop your chin down and back. Visualize that even plank line, and then slowly lower to your belly for 1, 5 counts, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then point those toes. Let the body just relax for a moment, but keep the hands underneath the shoulders. Rest your forehead into the mat. If your face or your nose are getting squished at all, flip your mat over and just create a little bit more lift for your forehead here. So keep everything from the forehead to your toes pressing down into the floor. So tops of the feet, thighs, pubic bone, belly, ribs, chest, forehead is in contact, pushing down into the mat. And then begin to lift now the fronts of your shoulders away from the floor. So pull those shoulder heads back and then draw your shoulder blades down your back and hover the hands up off the floor. So essentially you're doing cobra in your upper body without even lifting the head. And then rest the hands back down. One more time like that. Head of the shoulders draw back, shoulder blades draw down, hands hover. Now keep hovering the hands. Keep the head of the shoulders up, shoulder blades down. Reach those arms without touching the floor alongside your waist. So fingertips reach all the way back. From here, interlace the fingers. If that's not accessible, then you use your strap or your shirt. And then keep drawing, fronts of the shoulders away from the floor. Lift the hands off the low back. And as you reach your arms back, shoulder blades continue to slide down, head lifts up, chest lifts up now. So you find your way into your Ardha Shalabhasana. Good. Hold it there. Drop that chin down and back. And now keep the arms lifted. Keep reaching back through the arm bones. Bend your right knee and bring that right heel as close into your right sitting bone as you can. Can you lift the chest up? And can you bring your hands into that heel? And then bend the left knee. Bring that left heel as close as you can into your sitting bone. And can you lift the chest up and reach the arms back and maybe bring both heels into the hands and push the hands into the heels. Hold it there, one more breath. Good. And then you're gonna extend right leg back and lift your right thigh up. Extend left leg back and lift your left thigh up. So now we're in our full Shalabhasana. Let's try to hold it there for one more breath. And then exhale, let everything release down. Let one ear rest down onto the floor, or make a pillow with the hands and rest your forehead into your hands. Take a deep breath into that back body space. Good. Switching sides, rest the other ear down onto the mat if you're resting one side of the face. And let's bring the forehead back onto the floor. So we're going to take that work, but now apply it into our Dhanurasana, our bow pose. So this time, keep the arms back by your sides, thumbs pressing down into the floor. So you're karate chopping the floor with the thumb side, palms facing in. And now here, as you start to slide the arms back, hands back, initiate that drawing of the shoulders up and the shoulder blades down. So we're already prepping the position here without even lifting yet. So keep that position in the upper back and the arms. Bend both the knees, and without using your spine, actively from your hamstrings, pull those heels in as close to the butt as you can. And now hover your arms up off the floor. Reach through your arms, lift the head, lift the chest up. Now hamstrings and upper back spine are working together. Maybe grab the heels if it's already there for you, or just energetically reach. And then from there, lift up, pull back, lift up, pull back. And think of your arms as the string in the arrow. So it gets tighter and tighter as the legs pull up and back, up and back. And then pull a little bit forward with your chest so we keep amplifying that back lengthening feeling in our spine. Yeah, try to hold it there 2 more breaths. You've got this. 1 more breath. Now stay up. If you're holding your feet, let go of your feet. And then we're gonna extend the legs out, finding that Shalabhasana position. Then exhale all the way down. Once more, resting one side of your face onto the floor. Or make a pillow with the hands. Rest the forehead onto the hands. Switching sides, other ear down. And then slowly back to the center, forehead to the mat. Slide the hands back underneath the shoulders. And then let's press up to hands and knees. And exhale back into child's pose. Take your time transitioning back into your child's pose. And as you release back, if the forehead doesn't initially come to the floor, bring the floor to you through a block. And perhaps letting the forehead rock a little side to side might feel really nice. Otherwise, keeping the head still. Take a couple more breaths here. Transitioning from your child's pose back to hands and knees, and let's make our way back into our final downward facing dog. So you can either just stay in your down dog and enjoy a couple extra breaths here, or moving through one final vinyasa. And so on your next breath, if you're going to take that vinyasa, shift forward to plank, move through it. Good. And we'll meet together back in our downward facing dog. Holding your down dog, one last breath. And then let's jump or step through to sit all the way down onto our sits bones. From here, we'll take our Sukhasana, our seat, and either you'll cross right shin bone in front of the left, or if that is very accessible in your hips, by all means, take double pigeon. And then we'll reach both arms up towards the sky. Take a deep breath in here. And then exhale. When you're ready, start to fold forward, but pause halfway down. hold that halfway position. Yeah. And use your arms as a way to inspire more length through the waist, through the spine. Exhale, release the hands down. Don't lose that length even as you walk the hands a little further out and ease into that forward fold. Yeah. And if you want to bring your forehead down onto your blocks, by all means, pull your blocks in and support your head up there. And if it feels good, just to keep the head hanging freely, let the head be free. One more breath here. And we'll slide the hands back in, lifting back up. Lean back onto the hands, place the feet onto the floor, and then engage that bum as you lift your hips up and find your reverse tabletop. And then shrug your shoulders up into your ears. So you're kind of dissolving the neck into the body, and let the head release all the way back. And now the head can rest onto the upper traps. Hold it here, one more breath. Push through arms, push through legs, engage those glutes as you lift your hips up. And then head up, slowly release it back down. We'll switch the crossing, left shin bone in front or left ankle on top, and then reach those arms up towards the sky. Exhale, folding forward, find that halfway pause. Take 2 more breaths here. Release the hands down. And exhale, slowly deepen into your fold without losing the length of spine, length of waist. Feel the muscles in the face relax. Keep the jaw relaxed. Last breath here. Walking the hands back in, lift back up. This time we'll lean back onto the hands, but we'll straighten the legs out in front of us. Paschimottanasana, taking your forward fold. Reaching those arms up towards the sky. And then exhale, folding forward. So hands can come down onto the mat. You can even hold the outer edges of your mat or grab feet or even take a block in front of the feet if you've got that extra length. And fold in. And take 3 deep breaths here. One more breath. Inhale, rolling back up into your seat, and then we'll recline all the way onto our backs from here. As you roll down onto your back, bend your knees, feet on the floor, reach the arms up overhead, but take a relaxed positioning with your arms. Take the feet out as wide as your mat, so you're kind of gripping the outer edges of your mat. And windshield wiper the knees right to left. Just letting the knees rock right to left. And you can linger for a breath on one side to amplify the rotation, or just keep the movement fluid, going back and forth. Transitioning back to the middle And then we'll transition into our final resting pose, Shavasana. Extending the arms and the legs out, grabbing that added support or lift. And then once you are settled, once you are able to let the movement dissolve from the body and settle into a place of deep stillness. Body is resting into that quiet place. Mind is steady. And breath is natural, allowing your breath to freely move in and out without any control or concentration. Now taking your time, begin to bend the knees, slowly placing the feet back onto the floor. And allow your breath to deepen. And with every breath, returning, becoming more aware of the space around you, the close and distant sounds. And on an exhale, rolling to your right side and pausing there. And within the next breath, transitioning back into a comfortable seat, sitting tall. And we'll join the hands together at the heart, recalling our intention, our purpose for this practice. And taking a final breath in. And as we exhale, bowing the forehead into the hands. And sealing the benefits of our practice in as we offer up the merits of our practice with love and with gratitude. And may all sentient beings everywhere, may they be happy and may they be free. Namaste.